like a bum.
After the game readies you with the enemies on Island 1, as well as letting you level up and get more moves, you're able to fight Giganto. And this is after Giganto had already thrown you from the Starfall Islands to the best Spider-Man movie. Needless to say, Sonic is pissed. Not a single person expected Super Sonic to be as insane as he gets in this boss. I am so happy Sonic Team decided to make Super Sonic just a better Sonic. Not some completely different moveset, it's an advanced and cooler character than what you've been playing for the last couple hours. And speaking of those last couple hours, it even references what you've been doing in the game this far. You've likely already fought Asura, so Giganto uses those same blue boost circles, and Giganto's whole body is also a climbable surface, just like the towers that you climbed earlier in the game. And then you finally get the last Chaos Emerald, and dude, I can't imagine any other song playing here. Kel and Quinn of Sleeping with Sirens, and everybody else who has come together to make my favorite song of all time, has done an absolutely fantastic job of making Sonic truly feel undefeatable. This boss fight has defined this game in so many ways. All the pieces of this puzzle are now coming into place. Now it's time to actually talk about this battle. At this point of the game, most players only have the Sonic Boom, Wild Rush, and maybe the Stomp ability. This means that they are limited against this hulking beast. But that doesn't mean we can't still get very creative with this limited moveset. When you start the fight, a good option is the homing attack and then Stomp, and then doing this repeatedly can rack up a lot of damage. This game also has a bit of a buffer system, so you can tap the buttons before the homing attack reticle is even on Giganto and get even more damage. So eventually he's going to attack you, so obviously you want to parry, but then before you use the Grand Slam, you have enough time to do 2 more homing attack to Stomp combos, then do the Grand Slam before the timer for it runs out. But now, let's talk about the Psyloop. Let's say you don't have the quick Psyloop ability yet. That doesn't mean you can't still Psyloop him, because Super Sonic on his own is able to Psyloop, but it feels a lot more limited than it is in the open world. However, with Giganto, you don't actually have to circle all the way around him. All you have to do is draw a little circle underneath his chin, and then he goes flying into the sky. However, doing this on the second phase means that he's going to try and hit you while he goes into the sky, meaning you have to learn how to parry in time. Now, you can Psyloop him again to send him back down to the ground, but personally, I like to just beat him up in the sky because he can't really move up there until the timer for the Psyloop runs out. But just remember, if you have the quick Psyloop, all you have to do is hit him and then hit the Psyloop button, and boom, you're good. It's way easier than trying to draw a circle. Also, something to point out, on the first playthrough, most people will probably get hit by Giganto's attacks at least once. When they do this, they'll notice that the camera isn't able to move and it's locked on Sonic, and then this could lead to them getting hit again because they couldn't see Giganto.
The camera turn around. I obviously can't see. I can't see if the camera won't move. It won't let me move it.
The game does this because it has this little line that goes from Sonic to his enemy. This happens in the open world as well. So just make sure if you get hit, look out for that white line because it'll only appear when the enemy is about to attack. But like I just mentioned before, Giganto has a second phase where now a bunch of laser beams are shooting out of his back. And once he goes into the second phase, the first thing he tries to do is shoot a huge laser beam out of his mouth. However, you can rush in on him and get some quick hits on him before he does the laser beam. But again, here I recommend using the slow motion moves because then you get to get a lot more damage on him. But now, once he shoots the laser beam at you, you have 3 options. The first one, which is what everyone does on their first playthrough, I'd say, is just mash the button that it says to on the screen, sending the laser beam flying away. The second option is a bit more unknown. The game doesn't tell you that this is an option, but for some reason, spinning the stick is the same as mashing the button for some reason, and it's way faster than mashing the button. And now the third option, this is definitely the most unknown part of it. If you mash the shoulder buttons and hold the direction of the stick, Sonic will either dodge the laser or hold a parry. It's really hard to time. That's why I recommend just mashing it as fast as you can. But that means you completely avoid the laser and it saves you a bunch of time. But like I said before, keep using the slow motion moves so then it delays the time that Giganto can attack you. Personally, I like to fight all the bosses on a non-upgraded Sonic because then I find it just way more fun. The fights actually last longer. However, if you do have a well-upgraded Sonic, you can beat this boss much quicker than, say, I would with my non-upgraded Sonic. But I think especially on the laser beam that Giganto shoots out of his mouth, definitely use that because I hate mashing. Even if you aren't able to dodge the laser, I'd still say spinning the stick is a million times easier than mashing that button. With all of that done, Giganto should be defeated and you're able to move on to the second island. And just damn, I am so happy that this is how they decided to do the bosses in Sonic Frontiers. Because like I said, they don't do some stupid thing where they give you a completely different moveset and strip away some other features. It's the same Sonic, but better, which to me, I think is what it should always be. When I first fought Giganto, I thought this was the peak of Sonic bosses, but there's a boss coming up later that I think surpasses this one and every other Sonic boss in history. But we'll get to that when we get to that. Before I wrap up the video, I just want to make a big shout out to Scully. He made the thumbnail for this video, and I think his thumbnail style is perfect for this kind of video. You guys should subscribe to him. He makes really good videos. I'm even featured in his Sonic soundtrack video, so go ahead and give him some support. With that out of the way, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.